right, welcome to the Governor's Garage. As you guys know, I'm the governor of the Capital City Corvette Club here in Lansing. But if you follow my social media, you'll see that I'm also a member of the Iconiq Corvette Club, which is a social and community-focused club here in Lansing, Michigan. And we have our inaugural car show coming up here in 2026, so I want to take this opportunity to bring the president of the Iconiq Corvette Club on here and let him talk about it a little bit. So, Prez Rell, hey, coming out of the gate here with this podcast, and I really appreciate you coming in here and doing this with me.
I appreciate you, Kyle, for having me on the podcast.
All right, man. We've been around each other for a few years now and done a few trips together and stuff. And, you know, back in the beginning, I was a seasoned vet, and we took a trip together. And I was just wondering, what was that perspective coming out of the gate of seeing all the Corvette clubs there at the beginning? Before we get into your club and everything, just you came onto the scene, you saw all these clubs. What was that like?
Oh man, it was a blast, man. I had a good time with it. Especially when I first met you. You was always already in the Corvette world, and you had a lot of good things to talk about on the road trips. And so my first experience about it, that a good fellowshipping with a lot of different other clubs and a lot of different members, getting to knowing them from different cities and their stories of how they came into the Corvette world, and I had a blast with it.
So you're a C7 guy, and we've seen that. Now, when people get into cars, and it could have been any Corvette, or it could have been any car. So talk to me a little bit that. Why a C7? Why a C7 Corvette?
The C7, I just like the whole body style, you know. When I first seen the C7, I was always thrilled about it. It just gave me that vision of when I first getting a Corvette, that my vision, what I wanted to do with the Corvette, and how I wanted to dress it up and how I wanted to fix it. You know, I call it as the art of designing and coming up with your own idea of your own vehicle.
Sure, I get it. And anyone seen your car knows it's custom, right?
Yeah.
We see it, but it's very clean in its execution. I really like it because like my cars, right? Like you can tell it's custom. Like anybody walks up, it's custom, but it speaks loud though. It has its own style. I mean, the wheels, they're perfect without being over the top. The graphics, the paint, it's all really nice. What were your goals when you were designing your car? I mean, what were you thinking about? What were you aiming for?
Well, actually, when I was designing the car, I just had that vision in my mind, like what I wanted to do with it, you know, with the bronze look. A lot of people say the Iron Man, but at the beginning, I was not thinking about the Iron Man. At that time, I just had the whole vision of with the bronze and that crystal red look on it. So once I started piecing it together, then a couple people came up to me and said, "Man, is that the Iron Man?" I said, "Man, you know what? I never thought about it." You know what I mean? Then all of a sudden I was like, "Hey, you know, it could give it that theme of the Iron Man." You know, I was putting it together, but it's just my whole vision and a lot of good things from my wife. She came up with some ideas about the engine, you know, putting certain things in there. So, you know, it's just the whole, like I said, a whole big vision of your art, you know what I mean? How you just try to come up with and try to be different, you know what I mean? I wanted to be different putting my car together.
Sure, I understand. Getting some buy-in from the wife always helps.
Oh, yeah.
I've tried to get my wife to race. She just has no interest. I keep trying. She just has no interest. Another thing here is that even though you have your own style, you've always appreciated others. I know you've said many times, "Yeah, come on, Kyle, bring your car out. It's nice." I say, "Yeah, it's a race car." But no, man, it's nice. Bring it on. You say that to everybody, you know, even some of our members with stock cars. You're like, come on, it doesn't matter. Let's go. You appreciate all of them. How important is that mindset of being acceptable of all expressions of style? How is that when it comes to car culture? What's that mean to you?
So to me, it's like I said, everybody got their own vision. You know, certain people do different things with their cars. You know, some people go off the race style part of it, you know what I mean? That's your whole big theme I see, right, with the big 54 on there, you know, whatever that's on there, you know, and you just look at the vision of their art, you know what I mean? So then you start piecing it together, and you, even though you dress your car up a little different, but you see the vision what they going for on their car, and so that's what makes me like all the different styles of the Corvettes that people do.
Right. All right. I feel you in there. So Lansing's home, right? So how much does that local connection mean to you when it comes to building this club?
Well, actually, I try to reach out to Lansing is home, you know, but we still got members in Jackson. You know, we got members in Ionia. We got some in actually we reached all the way out in Dearborn now. We got some members there. So it's just a whole big culture. You know what I mean? Like when I meet a person and they come to me and they like the vibe of the club, you know, I just like the fellowship, you know,
Sure.
and bring people in. It don't matter where you at, you know, if you want to be a part of the Iconiq family, in which we are our family.
We are a family.
Hey, come on in.
That's right. All right. Well, that's fair. So, but you're a big Michigan State guy, though, right? We know this. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So let's go there. Football's been rough lately, right? Still in transition. Still trying to move past Antonio, which was an Ohio State guy, by the way. But now you got a new coach, new direction, right? All right. And he's got big shoes to fill. So when you look at this rebuild, what's it going to take to establish the next era, especially with the Big Ten, man? 3 national championships in a row. It's a tough league to play in right now.
Oh yeah, hey, Pat got some big shoes to fill with placing Dan Antonio as well, you know, because he made a big statement here, you know, and so I'm quite sure he gonna fill his shoes, you know, just listen to him out there talking and willing in the kids and amping up the kids. I think they're ready to play for him, and state football will be alive again.
All right. Well, it's rough. I mean, even Indiana's good now.
Oh yeah. But when you have when you got a good coach, man, you're gonna bring that environment in. So I think that's what Pat gonna do with Michigan State. He bring that environment in, and the kids ready. I think they're gonna go off with his feedback. He telling them let's all play together, and it's just like in the Corvette world, you know. Hey, we get out here and play together and have fun, you know.
That's right.
And hey, when you build a good team. And got good models in your team and good surroundings, hey, you're gonna step in and be ready to play.
That's right. Which leads me into the basketball, right? Because that's a little bit of a different story, right? They're flirting with the top 10 again this year, just like clockwork, right? So what does that kind of consistency mean as a fan? Because you're living both worlds of this, right? Because the football's not, but the basketball year after year after year is top 10 program, right? So what's that consistency mean to you as a fan?
Tom gonna do his thing. You know, I'm originally from Flint, you know, and Mateen Cleaves, you know, when they first won it was in the year 2000, the championship.
Yep, I remember that. Yep.
You know, Tom came in and he just put that stamp down. You know, he came in with the good crew. You know what I mean? And hey, and I'm excited. You know, I'm always excited about the basketball. You know,
Right.
hey,
Yep.
Hey, Tom. Hey, he the king of Lansing. That's what I call it. You know, as the coaches. You know.
Yeah, I mean, even as an Ohio State guy, I've had a lot of respect for him because he builds it. He just has he runs a good program. He does it right.
Yeah.
So when you think about programs like that, right? How does that carry over into your leadership style when it comes to our club?
Okay. Well, with that whole thing is that when I first wanted to start this club, and it just always just let every member be a part of it, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I'm the president at the same time, but also look at the members. I feed off the members. They come back with good vibe. I go off that, and that's what build a good foundation of a club.
That's
right.
right.
It's not all, you know, certain things I come up with, I think it's a good idea, but if somebody shoot me something that I feel that is better, I'm not going to be stubborn and say, no, we're going to do it my way. You know what I mean? I'm going to listen and get the feedback, and then we're going to keep it rolling. And that's my whole big thing is trying to be the leader and the team leader, you know, of the whole club.
Yeah, I feel that. So okay, when the idea of starting your own club became real, you kind of leaned into it here, but what did you want it to be? Like when you said, hey, I want to do my own thing, I want it to be this. What did you want to build?
I wanted to build. I wanted to be established with a 501c3 organization. I wanted to have it more on a professional level, and I also wanted to be a club that's heavy into the community and the Lansing area and all the other surrounding areas. That was a big part of the thing that I wanted to do with this club, and also just build up like I said, a family style club. You know what I mean? Where
Sure.
you know this club is more we're a diverse club.
Yep.
You know, we it's not all about the culture side of it. It's all about just the family side of it.
Right.
You know, so that's what I really want to build up with this club here in Lansing.
Okay. Awesome. But you didn't just keep it small and local, right? We've said this. I mean, we talked Lansing's home, but you started reaching out, building relationships. I mean, kind of the way I did with my club. That's how we met. I was reaching out, building relationships. That's how we met. So you've continued that. And, what's that process been like for you? I mean, how have you gone about that?
Oh man, it's been exciting, man. Like I said, when we started this Iconiq Corvette Club in 2024. It was September the 3rd. It was 4 of us.
I actually remember this very well because I got the hint like the weekend before.
Oh yeah. So it was 4 of us. Shout out to our Vice President Orlando, Ricky, and we had Dan and ourselves and I in Taiwan. We all got together and wanted to form this club, and once we started this club, it was amazing. You know what I mean? And it was, like I said, it was 4 of us. And once we said that we were starting this club up, we had 18 members within a month. Yep. I would say about a month we had 18 members. So starting off a club freshly, and people just wanted to be around a good environment, and it just bring the fun, So we brought it all in. We came out pretty heavy, I was like, wow, I was excited myself. I was shocked, and it is what it is now. Now we up to 36 members.
Yep. And you know what? And I've been to some of the early stuff, even before it was Iconiq, right? Even the small events over at Tin Can, but even stuff like Super Bowl parties here, right?
Oh yeah.
And one thing that's been consistent is that you care about the experience and people have a good time, right? Like you're always worried about that. So, but what do you enjoy most about hosting and putting on events together?
The fun, the whole big fun of just everybody just bonding and having a good time. Sometimes I watch everybody else moving around. I get in the corner and just sit back and watch. I'd be like, hey, this is awesome. Everybody bonding and having a good time. We bring the wives around. They having a good time. They get together. Hey, even without the fellas, they get together. They'll call up and say what they bringing, what kind of food they bringing, and so forth. And it's just fun. You know what I mean? And it's just a whole big thing that I like surrounding people. When I grew up, I always had a whole bunch of people around me. My mom always brought a bunch of people around. She always fed a lot of people. So I think that's where I get that from too. Me and my wife, we like to put out there. We overcook, but that's fine. People gonna be able to take food home. So it's just a whole big environment of just having fun.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. I understand. Yeah. All right. So we got to talk about this. So you really like being on the microphone though, right? And I've watched that mic get handed off, but it always finds its way back.
Oh, yeah, it always come back.
All right. But what do you like to be? So why do you like enjoy setting the tone of the room as well? Because that's what you're doing. I mean, I hear you're having a good time. You're amping people up. What is it you like about setting the tone?
I don't know, man. Just when I get a hold of the mic and that music get to playing, and I see everybody having a good time, and I just take over the mic. Some of the things I be saying, just eventually just come out. And everybody be like, "Oh man, yeah, you like that mic?" I said, "Man, you give me that mic, I'm gonna keep it going. I'm gonna keep the party going."
That's right. That's right. All right. So when you're planning an event, what do you think about that separates something that's fine from something that people remember?
When I say the event and everything I always try to do, I try to look at it and do something different. You know what I mean? I always try to bring something that's going to be with the community involved, giveaways, and serve for some things like that, just to make sure that you having a good time at the same time, but you giving back to the community.
Sure.
So that's why I was trying to do a lot of the events that I try to set up, and it just make it fun,
Fair.
And it shows you that when you trying to give back to the community, and what people like to see in a club, and actually being a Corvette club, it's just fun. I just get the thrill of it.
Nice. Yeah, so that leads right into the inaugural car show, right? 2026, first year, yeah. Why was it the right time to take something like this on for our club? I mean, we're coming right out of the gate. I mean, 2025, we were around, but man, very next year, it's full bite. We're going right after it.
Oh yeah, hey, Iconiq don't waste no time. Hey, we don't waste no time, So we just started when we first put the club together. We was already thinking about it then. And I was talking to a cousin of mine that Trendsetter, president of Trendsetter Corvette Club, and I was like, man, I'm ready for the do this car show, and he was like, I said, I think I'm gonna wait one more year, man. He said, yeah, that give you enough time to get out there a little bit more, you know. And he said that's a good idea. So when I started coming up with the whole big theme about my vision, what I wanted to have it at, it was Eastwood Town Center.
Sure.
So that's my whole big vision of trying to put this car show together, and it's gonna be a nice big heavy hitter.
Yeah, I had to get an extra little smile though when we talked about Trendsetters though, because we went up there and we took the club trophy, didn't we?
Oh yeah,
we showed up.
We showed up and we showed out, and that was pretty cool too, because like I said, we just started the club, and that was our first show that we was going to, and we I think we had over 28 cars. Yeah, over 28 like Corvettes like that showed up, and we showed out, and we won the largest club.
Well, yeah, we even had club members put their car up on the mobile dyno. Mm-hmm. We had people going up in the parking garages taking pictures and stuff. So we didn't just show up and take the trophy. I mean, we were, everyone knew we were there. That's for sure. So, so Iconiq, we're doing the 2-day event though, right? So walk me through that vision. What do you want people to experience from this weekend?
Okay. That weekend, I wanted to try to bring something into Eastwood Town Center where it's gonna be fun. It's gonna bring the public out, the community out, and that event right there is that my vision is that I want to bring something that never been brought to Lansing, and which is gonna be the meet and greet on the 24th. We doing something huge, something totally different. We bringing a tow truck show as well. That's gonna be huge. That's something that never collaborated with a car club, actually a Corvette club.
That's right.
So that's my vision on bringing something different and new. And like I say, that's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be July the 24th. We're gonna have a light show there, which we're gonna have a live DJ out.
Yep.
We giving away awards for that event. We're gonna have an ice cream truck out there. We're going to have a food truck out there.
I like the ice cream trucks.
This is going to be a blast. We're going to have slingshots there. We're going to have all kind of different vehicles there, trucks, tow trucks, working trucks. Bring them out because it's going to be a blast.
If you worked on it, bring it out and show it off.
Show it out.
That's right. All right, so you've already got clubs committed from multiple states, and I thought that's awesome watching that roll in. But what does that response mean to you?
It was huge, you know, just hearing about all the different clubs and the presidents and stuff that reached out to me, and I also reached out to them as well. This is gonna be. I was pretty shocked, you know what I mean, and they just always said, "Rell, you's a good guy, man. You're a good dude, man, and you got a good club. Every time y'all come around us, man, is y'all just bring the party. Y'all have fun, and we want to come and show you guys some support." So we got clubs coming in from Ohio. We got them coming in from North Carolina, South Carolina. Clubs that reached out for me from Texas, from Florida, Michigan as well. You know, Michigan gonna come in heavy as well. I think it was four clubs out of Chicago. Also a club out of Milwaukee.
No, it was the club out of Indiana that called you and said they were coming to get the trophy, right?
Oh yeah. It was a club out of Indiana. Toledo. Toledo said they coming pretty strong. So Windy City. It's gonna be a blast. And we also have the tow trucks that's coming in that reached out, slingshot clubs that reached out. So it's gonna be a blast.
Yeah, and one thing I want to throw in here with this is, with all these different types of vehicles, is, man, I'm so proud of our leadership and the organization of this show. They're bringing in people that actually know each category to do the judging. We are not Corvette people, are not trying to judge tow trucks and slingshots. Right. Yeah. No, and I do. Yeah. I really do. I appreciate the leadership in this club doing that. I really do. When you step back and look at Iconiq today, what are you most proud of right now?
I'm proud of just the members. Period. You know what I mean? Just when you bring in different individual, and then you meet them to somebody else, you introduce them to somebody else. You get the whole big vibe. Like, how is that gonna fit, or how is that gonna play out?
Right.
But with Iconiq, the members that we bring in, everybody just it don't take me. It's the members.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Certain time I'm here doing this interview here, but members out there hanging out, you know, they hanging out having a good time and doing other things, and that's what I like about the Iconiq family. Everybody bonding, everybody have a good time.
That's right. All right. So looking ahead, what besides the car show? Because we all know we're excited about that. But what's got you excited about what comes next with the club?
What comes next with the club is that we're ready to do a lot of big things in the community. Set the standards high here in Lansing, and show the kids that if you work hard for it and go for it, that you can be a Corvette owner as well. And that's what I'm shooting for. You know, so that's why one thing we wanted to collaborate with the Boys and Girls Club.
Yep.
Some of the proceeds gonna go there to the Boys and Girls Club even after the car show, and just be here for the kids and the community.
Right. Absolutely. All right. So when people talk about Iconiq a few years from now and into the future, what do you want them to say about us?
We so iconic.
That's right.
We so iconic.
All right. Well, what else? I mean, it's your show. I brought you on here to give you the platform. What else would you like to say about the club or about the members or anything else?
Oh, what I would like to say about this club here, I appreciate the members. I appreciate Kyle. I can go on and on about all the members, you know, and I appreciate every one of them. I appreciate the trustees that put in all the work. Just everybody, period, you know. Yeah. And then that's what I strive off of. If everybody having a good time, I'm having a good time. And so that's my whole big thing that I'm striving off of, and that I like about Iconiq. And the main big thing too that I'm waiting on is this 2026 car show, because it's going down.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a big deal. You know, before I joined this club, you know, I'd never even been to a light show. Never been to a 2-day car show. Well, a single club 2-day car show. Of course I'd been to weekend big events like Mackinac or Corvette of Carlisle or something like that, where they'd had over a weekend, but not just a single club host. This was a new part of the Corvette culture that I was not exposed to before coming on with Iconiq. So, you know, we've been to the Chosen Few. I've got family down in Columbus, so that's always been the show I've enjoyed going to. And that was my first exposure. Man, they do a good job down there.
Oh yeah. They Chosen Few put on an awesome show. Yeah, they sure do. And we support them every year. Yeah,
and of course we've got some local connections with them. You know, Irv Rogers and Irv Rogers Seniors, who unfortunately just recently passed, but. You know, they're from the area, and you know, it's good. I'm building these relationships to these trips, and I try to encourage our other members to go on these trips too. And we travel strong. We really do.
Yeah. We travel, and that's the good thing about it, because you always, when you travel, you always meet somebody that knows somebody. You know, and that's the good thrill about it, and the good blast about it. And especially you there in a town, and they showing you much love, and everybody having a good time, and you get out and look, then you meet somebody, then all of a sudden they say, yeah, I know that person there in Lansing, or I know this person. You be like, man, I'm this far and I done met somebody else. And that's fellowshipping. And that's what it's all about when you're going on these trips. It's all about the fellowship, to have a good time, the good bonding. And because, hey, you never know. When you're out traveling, hey, you might call somebody up and say, hey, I'm here in town. Hey, man, we cooking food over here. Stop on by and have a good time.
Yeah, and you never know who you're going to meet, because we've got a local guy who has a really nice Ford truck. There's a big Steelers fan.
Oh, yeah.
You know him. and he didn't know it, but Iconiq has a Super Bowl champion in our midst. Why don't you talk about that a little bit? Because now he's a big fan of our club, because when he came to our event up at the Cigar Lounge, he got to meet a Super Bowl champion.
Oh yeah, Clint. Yeah,
yeah, Clint. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Clint. He a good guy. When I first met Clint, we was at a car show. Actually, it was like a fundraising show, pretty much, and he pulled up in his Pittsburgh Steelers truck, and I was like, "Oh man, that's sweet," you know. And everybody, we in the Corvettes, and he cleaning up over there. We cleaning our cars up. My wife went down there, was bonding with him, talking to him. She come back, she said, "Rell, you need to go down there and meet this guy." So I go down there and talk to him, and I was like, "Man, it's a nice truck," you know. And he's like, "Yeah." And I said, "You know what? You know, we got a guy that played for Pittsburgh Steelers, you know." And he's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, Russell Davis." And he was like, "You kidding?" He said, "Man, Russell Davis." He got all excited. So I said, "Man, come to the next show."
And a former U of M player.
Yeah, U of M player. And so I said, "Yeah, come to our next event that we have, you know, and I'm gonna make sure that Russell be there." And oh man, them two bonded and kicked it off, man. And Russell pulled out his Super Bowl ring that he had and let him put it on the truck. They took pictures over there. They laughed and talked. And that's the thing I like to see, you know what I mean?
Right.
When people that bond and just have a good time, and that's what Iconiq bring. We when we get around people, we bring the joy out in people, and we have a good time.
Absolutely. And we've done some fun stuff in the community already. Won't you talk about, we took a group of cars over for a lady's birthday one time, right? Won't you talk about that?
Okay, yeah, there was one of our members. Well, we did several of them. That one right there was that one of our members' mom was turning 85, I think, at that time.
Okay, yeah.
So Dennis got with me, and he was like, "Hey, you guys want to do a this drive by and just, you know, I have my mom outside and this and that." So when he was telling me the whole thing and coming over, I said, "Dennis," I said, "Man," I said, "so you want us to get everybody together and just come by the house and this and that?" And when he told me that idea, I just went way overboard. I had to, hey, there was Iconiq, so I had to.
We're gonna go back to that question about setting the tone, right?
Yeah.
You like planning memorable events, right? Yeah.
So I had to set the bars high, you know. So I got with PJ's Towing. I called up the Delta Township police. They escorted us over there. And actually, before I did all that, Dennis stopped by. I said, "Dennis, I got a red carpet." He was like, "Well, what's that for?" I said, "Man, we make an appearance." I said, "Man, we're gonna have the red carpet out there." I said, "I got these gold posts, man, with the red on there." I said, it's gonna be the red carpet rollout." So he's like, "Rell, man, you always come up with something, man." So we did that, and it was nice. So come to find out, when I was talking about it, I reached out to the news about it, and it was WILX news came out, and it was awesome. You know, they did a whole interview, Dennis and his family, you know, with his mom, and we drove by there, man, and it was exciting, man. We had it was a good time.
It is fun doing those things too.
Yeah.
Not only does the community love seeing us when we're out doing those things, but it's fun for us too. Yep. It really is. All right. Well, give you a chance here. So one of the main community organizations we support is the Mikey 23. Mm-hmm. So why don't you talk about that here before we get off here?
Okay. So the Mikey 23 was he called it I'm trying to think this whole big thing what he called it. I know he called Stop the Violence and Put the Guns Down or something like that. But I was into it, the Mikey 23, because I knew that he take like the youth and help them show them a skilled trade of building homes and stuff like that, and putting in windows for the elderly. So I was thrilled about that when I found out about the Mikey 23. So last year I was like, oh man, that's something that we should help out, you know what I mean? Have different events so we can help them out over there on that end, on that side over there, helping out the youth. So when I seen that, I was just excited about it, because like I say, when you working with kids, you know, kids coming up, you always want to try to show them that there's other things out there that you can be involved in besides going to shoot a basketball, you know what I mean? Or or going playing this and that. You know, let's help out these elderly people out here that need help, and that's what I like about the Mikey 23 Foundation.
All right. Well, you want to give the car show one more plug?
The car show is going down. 2026, first annual car show. Meeting in Greek Friday, July 24th with the light show. We calling out all cities in the Midwest, from the South, from wherever you at. Be ready for an awesome car show for July 25th. Because it's going to be fantastic, and because we so iconic.
We so iconic. All right, Prez, I really appreciate you taking the time to do this. I know how much you got going on, but I think this was well worth it. I'm glad to tell people in the community what we got going on. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for having me on the show.